checking his whole cards. Phil's got a king, got an ace. Oh, he loves ace-king.
I'm gonna make it 1,500.
When Phil won the main event in '89, he beat Johnny Chan heads up, and that was the first bracelet of 9 that Phil won.
Frank Passantino with ace-ace. Behind the ace-king of Hellmuth.
A raise.
He'll raise it.
What is it, 1,500?
1,500.
Make it 3,000.
Raised to 3,000.
Phil shoots him that glance again. Table folding with that raise. And now back to Phil.
And Phil again looking at him.
Okay, that's good enough. I call.
Well, he got enough info. He wants to call. Passantino's happy to hear that.
I check to you.
I've got to go watch Phil's DVD again, see what he says about checking in the dark.
Couple of 4s and an ace. Passantino with a full house. Oh, my.
And unfortunately for Phil, he's picked up aces up with a king kicker.
You check on me. I check you.
I'm telling you, this guy's playing like he's been around the block. That's a very good check, checking the nuts.
There's the turn card. It's a queen. Nothing to help Phil.
I check.
10,000.
Ooh, 10,000 from Passantino.
In the couple of hands we've seen Hellmuth against Passantino, Phil's been perplexed. He doesn't think Passantino has much. He's actually underestimated Passantino, and Passantino's had the goods.
It's 10,000 to Phil.
Why so much?
I learned from you. What else do you want?
Did you make queens full or what?
Well, you want to find out? Push the 10,000 Scarola.
Skidala?
Scarola.
Well, Phil figured it out in the previous hand and laid it down.
God, this situation, my head is spinning. Just give me a second here. This is just too weird.
He doesn't want to lay this one down.
What's my name? You know what my name is? I forgot my name even. Who am I?
I forgot either. I forgot also.
You forgot also?
But I think I saw.
Am I Phil Hellmuth? Is that ace king?
Ah, man.
Is that ace king?
Phil folds.
Come on, that's got to be good.
You want to see my card?
Sure.
I'll show it to you.
Oh, Phil sees he made another good laydown.
That's got to make you feel good now, huh?
I wish you hadn't shown the cards.
Nice answer.
Passantino goes heads up with Phil and wins another pot from him.
Of course.
Honey, I was supposed to go broke on that hand, honey. Except I forgot one thing. I can dodge bullets, baby. You don't think I knew he had a full house? I knew.
Oh, sure.
I was hoping not to have to make that laydown at the World Series of Poker on the first day.
The duel in the desert continues. We rock on. Both players looking a little fatigued at this point, maybe a little agitated, especially Kevin McBride there from Florida, the big underdog in this event, playing, of course, against Scotty Nguyen.
And Scotty's got all the chips, except maybe for, about 600,000 maybe at this point that Kevin's holding. And Kevin makes it 100,000 to go. Action goes back to Scotty, and he's there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get a flop.
Ooh, interesting flop.
Yeah, 998. Flop comes 998. Scotty checks. And Kevin comes out firing.
What, he's probably representing like maybe a high pair or an ace-king or...
Well, he raised before the flop. You
That's
should have
right.
2 big cards, something like that. Maybe a pair.
Here he comes. Now, hey, Phil, how you doing? What do you think of this hand?
Tell.
Getting money ready to raise here. I guess not. He makes a lot of moves like that, doesn't he?
How much you got left, man?
Maybe. That's how much you got.
Constantly trying to make Kevin talk.
350 maybe? Is that right, Jack?
It's okay.
Look at this. Scotty calls 100,000. Boy, oh boy, I have no idea what Scotty has at this point. I mean, he He's giving indications like he has like a 9 or an 8 or something. I mean, we'll find out now whether Scotty has a.
That's 100,000.
Oh my God, what is going on here? Could Scotty be slow playing a 9 here, Vince?
I think that's the play, if he does have a 9 or an 8.
Oh my God.
Cards a lane.
Scotty just moved all in.
Scotty bets all in.
I think Scotty has a 9 here. And I think he's going to get, well, we'll see if he gets called or not.
You think Kevin could have an overpay now?
I don't have any idea here. This is a very interesting hand here.
You call gonna be all over, baby.
I call. I play the board.
Kevin calls.
Scotty's got a 9.
Scotty's got a 9.
Scotty's our new world champion.
Wow, what a hand here. Scotty played this hand really well. He flopped trip 9s here, and he just checked it. He trapped the man who's been doing all the trapping, by the way.
You played well. You played well. You're tougher than I am.
Now Scott Lazar with pocket aces. Welcome to the final table. He's got a double check.
I raise.
Re-raise.
Lazar will re-raise. It is $1 million now to Joseph Hashem.
That's a real raise.
That is a final table raise. Andrew Black will fold. Tex Barch, second in chip, says no thanks, too rich. Now over to Mike Matisow. Matisow with 1. Oh, Matisow with pocket kings now to open up.
Oh, and his kings could hit a brutal roadblock. Lazar's pocket aces.
I'm all in.
And Matisow moves all his chips in. Aaron Cantor has him covered, so Matisow is all in.
Geez, we have just only started.
So Cantor folds, so does Kondracki. Now action on the jacks of Danneman.
Danneman might be thinking, well, one of these two guys probably has me beat. I'm in for only $250,000. I got $5 million in front of me. Let's laugh it off, laugh off the $250,000, and maybe live for another hand.
He does fold.
I call.
Lazar is right there, of course, with the call. Oh, and look at Mike Matisow, who opened up with kings.
It's up to them. It's up to the gods.
It's about normal for me, right?
It's up to the gods.
Go get him!
Scott Lazar's dad, Stuart.
Jacks.
It's about normal for me, though. Cooler.
What a showdown to start this championship table. Aces versus kings.
And Matisow just feels snake bit again.
Matisow's mom and brother now with everyone else ready to watch the flop. Time! Oh, a king! Matisow gets a set! One time! Wow!
And that will send Scott Lazar all but out of here.
Maybe the quickest disappearing act of his career for the magician. And now the turn card. It's a deuce of hearts, a little light now for Lazar.
And Matisow acting as if he has just lost the hand. Lazar has picked up the nut flush draw to give him more of a shot. Matisow can't bear the watch. Lazar is the one who may be eliminated. Lazar needs an ace or a heart on the river, or he's the first one out of here.
Now the river, it's a heart! Ah! Lazar wins it!
Yes! 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 Told me I had it! Oh, he got it.
Gloria Matisow cannot believe it, but for Lazar's dad and best friend Bobby Brown, they are thrilled.
I was so unlucky. I got a heart in my hand. This is brutal, dude. Focus. Focus.
The best hand won, right?
Welcome indeed to the main event final table.
How does it happen to me consistently, dude? Am I the unluckiest human ever, or what?
Sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro.
I mean, how about the cooler? First the cooler, then the miracle, then the
Mike being consoled by two-time bracelet winner Mark Safe.
what dreams are made of.
But what a nightmare beginning to this final table for Mike Matusow. Back over to the 8 players at table 2 now. Jonathan Duhamel looks down at pocket jacks.
Duhamel craves action, and he says when you're bored, you raise a lot more. Well, here he's got a hand to raise with.
And he is going to raise it. $575,000. Now to Matt Affleck with pocket aces.
Hello, pocket aces. You go, Matt.
I think if he makes the final table, he might wear a Seattle Mariners tuxedo, Norman. And Matt on the button with a re-raise to $1,550,000. Small blind folds over to Dewey Lay in the big blind. And Dewey folds. So now back to Duhamel.
With tricky pocket jacks.
Raise.
And he says re-raise himself to just over $3.9 million.
Duhamel's interest is peaked. And Affleck could 5-bet it here, even go all in.
Matt Affleck with 2 aces against the pocket jacks of Duhamel. And Matt just with the call.
Well, Affleck is out-chipped by Duhamel, and he'd like to get as many of those chips as possible.
2 of the top 5 stacks see a flop of 10-9-7. Affleck still good with his aces. Duhamel picks up a gut shot. And he checks. Affleck.
Matt moves deliberately, but decisively.
With the aces. And Duhamel, a very interested observer. That's $5 million from Matt.
Affleck hoping Duhamel has a big pocket pair because he'll get at least $5 million more chips here.
And Matt's buddies looking a little nervous on the sidelines.
Duhamel's gonna call. And you know, if those chips fall over, someone's gotta yell Jenga.
Well, he does make the call. Over $18 million in the middle.
Big pot now, and we could have a big change in the pecking order.
Turn card is a queen of diamonds. Duhamel now with an up and down straight draw. Matt's ace is still good, though.
Yeah, that card line gives Duhamel more outs if he thinks he's up against a big pair or a set.
Duhamel checks again.
Affleck in his familiar pose.
All in.
He says all in for $11.6 million. So now back to Duhamel with the jacks and the up and down straight draw.
A huge decision for Duhamel. He's not getting the right price to call, and he'd be left with just over 8 million chips if he loses. He's got to believe Matt wouldn't push here with anything less than aces, kings, or a set, no?
Duhamel thinking very seriously about this.
Call.
And makes the call.
10s and 9s. Your kings, right?
I'm shocked by the call line. Look at the pot. Affleck on the brink of becoming the huge chip leader. Duhamel, if he gets lucky, would be an overwhelming chip leader.
So Affleck way ahead, 1 card away from putting a huge hurt on Duhamel. Everyone on pins and needles here at the Rio. This will be the biggest river card of the tournament.
A defining moment here late at this main event, Lon. Jonathan Duhamel just wants to disappear inside that hood if he could. Matt Affleck is going to have 41 million chips or no chips. He needs to dodge a king, jack, or 8.
The river card. Oh, it's an 8! A crushing blow to Matt Affleck. Duhamel hit his card and eliminates young Matt Affleck.
He's got to be heartbroken.
Affleck thunderstruck.
Last year, the blow-up, and he finished 80th. This year, the bad beat, and he finishes 15th.
Affleck so close to the prize. He had overcome some earlier setbacks only to fight back and become a major factor again, but now he's gone.
In back-to-back years, he comes so far, gets so close, and leaves so crushed.
He was 1 card from all but locking up a seat at the final table, but now Matt Affleck's main event dream is shattered. All his chips go to Duhamel, who now has over 50 million.
It's as if he's in shock. It's as if he can't leave.
Matt Affleck will try once again to deal with the realization of a dream gone amiss, and gets a well-deserved round of applause from the crowd here in the Rio Poker Room as he finally makes his way to the exit. One man's bounty is another man's demise.
A delayed, understandable outburst from Matt.
Matt Affleck knocked out in stunning fashion yet again.
Again.
Meanwhile, Jonathan Duhamel has to be over the moon right now. He's got more than 50 million chips with just 5 eliminations to go to get us to the final table. And Matt has come back in the room to say his goodbyes.
Now, what a gesture here from Matt Affleck. In the wake of that brutal bust out, he felt he did not leave the stage in the proper manner, so he comes back and does the right thing.
Matt fought back from a near crippling blow earlier in the main event to once again be a player, but like more than 7,300 before him, he'll have to patiently wait for another opportunity.
Hey, you're good. Good luck. Again. Bad job, man.
A lot of maturity from the 23-year-old. Matt, you played your heart out and you done us proud.
Chris Moneymaker's going to do it anyway. Reaches for 100,000 chips with a king 7. Sam Farha with a queen 9. We'll call that bet.
When it's heads up, odd things happen.
Flop comes 9, 2, 6. Farha has made a pair of 9s. Chris Moneymaker has nothing and checks. Checks for Farha as well. The turn is an 8.
And now they both have a spade draw.
300,000 from Sam Farha,
who has the pair of 9s, and Moneymaker also has a straight draw and will raise.
There's a 300. No, I raise.
Very adamant about his raise.
Indeed. Still stacking chips. It's a big raise.
5 more.
500,000 is the raise.
It's quite a play. It's sort of a semi-bluff. He still could get there on a straight draw or flush draw, but he has nothing right now, and Sam comes right on in.
We're going to see the river card.
You said it's going to be over soon.
It may well be, and is a 3 of hearts.
Moneymaker doesn't get to either draw, and the pair of 9s is best.
I'm all in.
Chris Moneymaker going all in with nothing.
A stunning play from Moneymaker, who missed his draws, has nothing, and now has put Sam Farha all in. He would have to put all his chips in, and if he lost this pot, he would be out of the tournament. Moneymaker bluffed at this once, and Farha came. He's now bluffing at it again.
You must have missed your flush, huh?
Sam's absolutely right.
This would be a tough, tough call for Sammy.
Is Chris bluffing this time?
No.
He ain't bluffed all night.
No.
It's quite a predicament for Sammy. He has a pair of 9s. It's the best hand, but he can't know that. And if he calls this bet and loses, we're playing for the World Championship. If he's wrong, he's out of it. He's the runner-up. So it's really tough just to sit here and call with a pair of 9s, particularly when Moneymaker has made 2 big bets in a row.
I'll make a crazy call on you. It could be the best hand.
Sam Farha trying to draw something out of Chris Moneymaker, but he's like a statue, afraid to make any sort of move.
Sam, you want to save yourself, you won't call.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, Sam.
Don't do it.
He is not going to do it. Chris Moneymaker bluffs Sam Farha out of a big stack of money.
And considering this situation, I know we're early in the century, but that's the bluff of the century. What a play from Chris Moneymaker.